I'm Joe Fritz. My wife and I, Shannon, ranch 25 miles north and east of Beach, North Dakota. This site we chose to put a bigger tank instead of double tanks on, and this is the same well as the double tanks, just to get more volume up here. It's what do we say, a 7 by 20 roughly is the tank size, around 2,000 gallons. The cows have just came out of here. It maintained them very well. And I think the program was a drought relief cost share program. Yeah. That's what we did through the state of North Dakota, just trying to get more utilization and more water in places where they're underutilized. I was telling Trish on the way up that this completely changed the dynamics of the pasture. The cows have a nice graze on the creek, but it's not pounded like it always is normally. It's it's 2 7/8 pipe, which is, it's very strong. Yeah, the pipeline's a 6-foot bury, 1.5 inch black poly pipe. It's trunk, this is a trunk line. The trunk line is still the 1.25 inch PVC. The well is set at 7 gallons a minute. And that's the reason for the extra storage, is to, as we get further away, the volume is less. And if you notice, I have the gate in the side. I'm tired of crawling over to fix floats. Another word of advice, if you do that, tip them over like that. Even if you drain those, there'll be a smidgen of water and it'll crack them if you leave them upright because of the winter. Doesn't take very much water to crack pipe. Actually, if I was coming off a well again, I would probably add a large pipe for a few miles. When we started doing this with 1.25 inch, we did not realize that we're going to have mile after mile after mile after mile of it. So friction loss becomes an issue. That's one of the few things I'd probably do, either a 4 or 6 inch pipe, plus the added volume that you can store underground with that much pipe. It's going to be expensive, but I think you would find it to be worth it. I've had pipelines wash out and freeze trying to use them in the winter. So you need to be vigilant, especially those first few years, that the water does not find a way to follow your pipeline. Well, was it 2 years ago, I think it was put in? Anyway, that one washed quite bad, and we spent a bunch of time repairing it, and I built a bunch of water bars too, and it stopped it. The water crosses it, but it doesn't go down the line now. So I don't like to cut corners on the barricades, just because of the fact that I'm hoping I never have to touch them ever again. 1988 was the second year we were here, and 1988 was a drier year even than last year in some ways. It was similar to last year, but last year in 2022, the dams didn't even have water in them. But anyway, that's how was the motivation, and at that time we leased it, and we got our landlady motivated to try to get some things done, and that was when we first started with the pipelining, and that was a Great Plains project. That would have been in 89 or 90. Yeah, I probably would have done more. I would have even been more aggressive at it down through the years. It's totally necessary in the competition of livestock raising nowadays. You can't make them drink out of a mud hole and make them produce things. So they walk right by dams. They might go stand on a dam, but they'll walk by dams to go drink at the fresh water. No regrets whatsoever of putting the water systems in. The only thing is put your water systems in before you try to intensively graze. We ran out of water immediately when we started to congregate cattle deeper, tighter, and even after the initial Great Plains project. That's why we're continually adding more water capacity and more sites.